Oh, yeah.
So nice. So peaceful. Yeah,
It is peaceful.
it is peaceful.
That's from Arthur Ease Your Mind. He made my intro and outro.
I know.
So thank you to Arthur.
Yeah. Thank you to Arthur. And welcome everybody. I'm in the question seat today, and Val is calling in her Akashic Records Masters to do the Akashic reading for the community with community questions. So you're welcome to ask any community questions that you'd like to, if you can come up with something. Any personal ones, we don't do that on the show. So anyway, so here we go. I want to say hi to a few folks and then we'll jump right in. Okay. Shining love, truth, and light. Old Windwalker, Emily. Hi, Gray. I wish I could answer your question for you, but the Akashic at 2:00 on Linda Day Gonzalez's channel, they do have personal questions, so you could try that specific time. All right. Hi, Anita. Hi, Diana. And Diana I don't know if she'll be there with them today or not. Dehydrated Water Sale, Lizzie, and Regina. Thanks for being here, everybody. And yes, you are on Val's channel.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, we can answer this question. This is just a general question about what the differences between Akashic reads and past life reads. You want to answer that for Emily?
I can answer this just from my own perspective, but let's go into the records and ask the Akashic Record Masters what they say the difference between them is. So in the past life readings, as you're going in and reading past lives, you're exploring different archetypes you've been, different levels of your persona that you have created to explore those by choice before you come in. And when you are in the Akashic record readings, when you go into past lives, the exploration is about discovering where it is you need to see the truth. And when you see the truth, you are dissolving everything that is illusion. The difference is one is exploratory and informational, and the other is dissolving old patterns, old crystallized energy in your cellular structure. That takes place in the Akashic record readings by a practitioner working to go into the records for you on your behalf.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Akashic Records Masters. It is a real reasonable question to ask, Emily. So thank you for asking that question, and we could get the information from it. So I want to start talking. I guess I'm going to jump into this at this point. And I want to ask, there are a lot of people that have called this ascension to 5D. Sometimes bodily things are occurring. Sometimes things are occurring. Akashic Records Masters, can you tell us, is this ascension flu, as they call it? Is this something that's ongoing, or is this seems to be more one and done?
As your physical vessel shifts and changes cellularly and energetically, this is a normal process that is ongoing, for you are not able to hold everything all at once as the body shifts. It is an integrated and ongoing process where you will find that odd feelings, sensations, and symptoms are going to show up depending on the individual. And it's an ongoing process. It really is. It's not something that is one and done. It is something that you are just going to, let's just say, realize you've got to give your body time to adjust, and it, as new and higher frequencies come in, then more adjustment is needed, and more cellular ability to hold more light. And these things sometimes are not comfortable, sometimes create those feelings of, you could feel ungrounded, you could feel a little weak, you could feel a little nauseated, you could feel dizzy, you could just feel something isn't right, but you don't know what it is. You're not your normal self. You feel out of sorts. You ache in different places. All these things start to happen. And even in that, you can find your relationships are changing. People come in and out of your lives because they're not resonating with you anymore. So it's not just the symptoms you see right in front of you, but yet it ripples out as you shift. So ongoing. Yes.
Ongoing. Yes. And Willow, you're not the only one that's felt sick for months. You know, it seems to go from one thing to another. And I have to keep saying it's got to be that, it's got to take care of all that energy. It's got to take out the.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Eventually.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, sometimes you begin to feel like, what's wrong with me? All right.
It isn't.
It
It's
isn't.
this timing we all signed up and said, oh, let's come down here and be here for this grand awakening.
Absolutely.
Look, but in the physical vessel, there are many shifts.
There are many shifts.
Yeah.
So Woodfire Soup, I love that name, wonders how many spirit guides are assigned to us when we are born.
So when you are born, you come in having your guardian angel, you have your Akashic record masters, you have as many angels and guides as you need, which can vary depending on the tasks and things that you're here to do. And as a young child, you're going to have the angels and guides that are here to help you understand life in the very beginning, and to understand your family and your dynamics and what you are here to explore. As you get into preteen, you're going to have a different set who are here to help you navigate that. I'm going into my adulthood, into my independent, I'm separate from my parents stage. Then as you go forward and you go into the high school to college age, you're going to find it's all up to me. I have to decide. No one is here going to, it's really my choice, my decision. And all of that requires different guides to help you along. And always remember, you can call on your angels and guides to assist you at any stage of your life. That's what they're here for. But they guide you in many different ways by putting things in front of you. If you cannot hear their voice as your own thought voice, you will be gently nudged in different directions by things put in front of you. You're never alone. You're always guided. And there is no set number to how many you have. It's it's whatever you're here to do, and however many are coming in to work with you for those different tasks. And you can call on the ascended masters, you can call on the angels, the archangels, your guides at any point, at any time, and say, can I get some help here on this particular thing? They can help you with tasks. They can help you with anything going on in your life where you are having trouble. If you need clarity, ask for clarity. Even if you don't call a particular angel, divine source, angels and guides, please give me clarity on this. Go to sleep and you'll wake up and you'll have clarity.
Yeah, they all stand around willing to help, honestly. Yeah. Beautiful question. Thank you, Woodfire Soup. I'm going to just tag in this one because it has to do with angels. So Warrior Girl wants to know, can you ask the Akash what the difference is between archangels, seraphim, and cherubim?
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I don't even know. So I'm going in to ask the Akashic Records Masters. So angels, the angelic forms that come from Source, is a level of creation on its own. It is the higher energies to oversee, to look over everything, and archangels are the overarching realm that watches everything. Then you have the angels, which are the divine emanations. It's like energy forms, basically. And then the seraphim are, I'm waiting for them to tell me. They're not, I don't hear a distinction between angels and seraphim. It is in the angelic energies. So we have named things. We have put labels and named things as earth beings. Oh, those are angels. Well, I don't even know where we got that. So the Akashic Record Masters are saying there's not really a distinction except in our earth language. So then cherubim. So, and they're laughing because they're saying humanity has painted little cherubs in many things, like the ceilings of the Vatican or wherever.
Little babies. Yeah.
Yes. And they're kind of saying that we as earth beings created these energetic forms because we paid so much attention, much like Santa Claus or anything else. There is an energy form that is in existence as Santa Claus, or whoever we as a consciousness put that energy into, we have created that form, that energetic form. And so cherubim, much like the love arrow idea, are all in existence from our consciousness. We created that. So the Akashic Record Masters are saying that they aren't a form that was created from the angelic realm, but rather the earthly creation in our connection. So as we connect, say, to dragons or the elemental realm, and we make these connections and we form pictures in our minds of that energy, how we're connecting in, and then somebody draws it and somebody paints it. These things exist because you had it in your creation. You are a creator. So you actually have created these beings of light that exist. That connection is real, and you created it and you interpreted it and you called it something. Many things have happened in that way. So it's not as complex as one might think. You have the angelic realm, and whatever way you perceive it to be, it will flow to you and work with you in that way. Let's put it that way. Yes.
That's lovely. Okay. She's saying that she has heard archangels have 2 wings, seraphim have 6, and cherubim have 4. And I bet that was a human construct.
It's a human construct. Angelic forms don't have wings. They're actually just energy forms, just light. And so one might have perceived the halo or the aura as angels used to be extremely visible. And people painted them. They painted what they saw. And that form might have looked like feathers, or might have looked like wings, or might have looked in different ways. And no, they actually don't have that. That is their energy, basically.
That's true. That's a great question, though. I love that. That was great.
Good question.
So we have 2 more that are in the chat, and this is wonderful. If you have these are wonderful. Dehydrated says, who or what started the Akashic Records and why?
Okay, that's a good one. Let's go in and ask the Akashic Record Masters. So this is what they're saying. In the infinite presence, the eternal now, the records have always been for anything in existence is imprinted on everything, inside every cell of your body, inside every planetary body, inside the ethers. This cannot not be, for the universe sees itself, responds, records. This is known into infinity. This is the universal process of knowing itself. Everything that exists is in everything that exists. Therefore, it is known. And if it is known, it can be looked at, examined, and understood. These are the records.
Beautiful. Thank you, Akashic Records Masters. This isn't a fad. This is something that's been around for a long time. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for the question, Dehydrated. Old Windwalker said, if there's no time on the other side, do we even exist? Wouldn't the beginning and end all be one?
Existence is a different experience than a linear time concept. As you are flowing in Earth through timelines, if you're experiencing past life memories, which aren't past life, they're concurrent lifetimes, you are flowing into those ideas, memories, thoughts, and talents that you have. If you are not in this Earth school, you are free flowing energy. In any place, way, shape, or form, there is no past, present, or future. There is only the eternal now. And as a being in the eternal now, you are in a flow of anything that comes into your consciousness. That is where you are. That is where you find yourself. That is what you're doing. Nothing is a barrier, for there are no barriers to anything. It is a whole different thing. Time is not a concept in the eternal now. There just is.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's just lovely. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. And thank you, Old Windwalker, for the question. Going to ask her some questions, the Akashic Records, some questions that I have gotten, and then I'll go back and look and see if there's some others that you want to ask her. Okay. So what I'd like to talk about first is the concept of stargates. And what is a stargate from the perspective of the Akashic Records?
A stargate is a mechanism that was created that allows one quick passage from one location to another, even from one planetary body to another, from the perspective of those who created the stargates many, many, many millennia ago. This is something that mankind will discover in many different places on the earth as they will activate. It is a beyond the physical, we'll just say physics understandings of the scientists on Earth today, but those discoveries will uncover nuanced understandings of how these stargates work and how they were created. But it is actually a mechanism. There, not to say that there aren't places on Earth that are vortexes or vortices where you step into them and you are somewhere else. Those exist as well. And that is, we'll just say, a field of infinite. And as you step into those, you are truly going through a natural gateway to something. These things exist as well.
These things exist.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. So what you're saying too is that stargates are beyond the physical, however, may be located in a physical location. And some of them may be symbolic as well.
The stargates aren't beyond the physical, first of all. The stargates are just our devices. The science behind the stargates, the understanding is beyond humanity's comprehension at this time, but more will be understood as they are uncovered. And some are already known by governments across the world. The portals, as we call them here, the portals where it is just energetic doorways, those exist as well. They aren't the stargates. So you have two different things going on. And the understanding of what a portal is an opening created by beings who were once here. And even humanity can open a portal. They can open a portal in their home, accidentally or willingly. And this just is an area where there is no, we'll just say, it's like a doorway into the multidimensional realm. Yes, yes. So you can close it as well.
You can. Okay.
Yes.
So what was the purpose of them in relation to Earth's evolution? Is there a purpose for Earth?
Everything has a purpose. While everything has a purpose, it was for the convenience of beings who were here originally and are, some still are here and some are extraterrestrial, as you all understand. So they're visitors. But we on Earth have plenty of beings who were here before us. We were created by them and they are our progenitors. So in that way, you are going to understand that these beings are have been here forever. And
like the Akashic records, really. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to turn a little bit to timeline shifting and ask the question about the CERN collider that's in Switzerland. When the CERN collider, did the CERN collider cause any recent timeline shifts, or is this something external to that place?
The concept of timeline shifts is very huge. Let's preface this by saying that humanity as a whole shifts timelines in the direction that they want to go by mass consciousness. Individuals shift by their shifting in their lives and changing and choosing different things. Then the resonant timeline is then chosen by their consciousness. So CERN is part of this mass consciousness. And what CERN does when it breaks down the atom and it looks at everything and it creates openings, let's just call them openings. This is going to make shifts across the entire planet and people's understanding.
Mhm.
Is this another timeline, or did they open timelines? Not in the way you think.
Mhm.
As something is created through an experiment, as something is opened up, many people think they opened a black hole, but
Mhm.
what really is happening is there are timelines that we have shifted into because of this scientific exploration,
Yeah.
because of the scientific growth of the experiments.
Mhm.
This and all the other medical and other scientific discoveries all are shifting us into different timelines. This is
Mhm.
going to happen no matter what. It's all
Okay.
meant to happen. It isn't, it's neither good nor bad. It's got no label. It's just meant as discovery, as humanity is understanding things. Is this going to tear our world apart or blow anything up? The Akashic Record Masters say no, it's not. But on another subject, fracking, they're telling me fracking, for instance, in Oklahoma or wherever that is, going down into the earth and doing that kind of uh, um, drilling, shaking up, and
Mm.
disturbs the
Mhm.
earth,
It does.
disturbs the earth's crust, and creates earthquakes. This is more of a reaction than CERN, because
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
all shifting. So did CERN shift us into timelines? Well, yeah, everything shifts us into different
Everything shifts. Mhm.
timelines. Yes. So
Okay.
in the biggest picture. Yeah.
Um, okay. So, is humanity currently? I know that we're going to have a 3D sort of timeline and a 5D sort of timeline accordingly, but is that already set in motion?
Everything related to growth and awareness and opening to higher frequencies, higher density, higher understandings has always been in motion, for that is the very essence of what Earth School is about. Are we accelerating? Might be the better idea. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, we are extremely, very much so, accelerating. As the ancients have always said in ancient text and literature, we are shifting and growing in this astrological timing. It is all meant to be. Everything is sped up as we go into the Aquarian age, if you so call it. This
Mm-hmm.
is not by accident. This is a different timing. We are having a new earth in the concept that um, everything is anew. It's a new age, a new
Mm-hmm.
earth, a new age, a new way of being. Does it seem like we're very slow, like molasses? Yes, but in the real timing, it is very fast.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
while it can seem like we're doing everything in very slow, and some things seem like they're slipping in a certain direction, and
Mm-hmm.
it
Yep.
is all going
So,
forward.
yeah.
Yes, it to growth.
Um, wow. So let's see. Why is it that some people remember things differently, aka the idea of the Mandela effect? What is that? Is that a reality, or is that it could be just maybe one's reality, individual reality?
Everything is one's individual reality in that
Mhm.
essence, because you are here, you are one consciousness experiencing everything.
Mhm.
And from that one consciousness experiencing everything, as you are shifting timelines, many times you are in a timeline that doesn't have the same exact data, doesn't have the same exact, um,
Mhm.
we'll just say, uh, outcomes of different things might be different. This is not an illusion. Well, it is an illusion in that everything is an illusion, but
Right, right.
This is not something that is just made up. You are experiencing. So the story of a timeline, the story inside a certain timeline may be different than the story inside the other timeline you just left. Will you see some differences? Yeah, because the consciousness that is creating it doesn't always get every detail right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Not right or wrong, but so that's kind of what happens.
Yeah. One of the questions that came up here was, how can I discern what the truth is amid conflicting realities?
That's a beautiful question.
Mm.
So the truth is always in your heart, in your singularity, in your oneness. That is the truth. Always go into your heart. Always pull your energy back in. When you've been looking at things outside of you and you're seeing the players on the stage, whether that be globally or in front of you in your own personal life, always go within, because what you will find is the truth is always inside of you. The clarity is there. And when you pull into your heart chakra and you have that heart-mind coherence, there is going to be a calming and an understanding that everything is just as it should be. So that when you get to that clarity, and you can even ask your angels and guides to assist you with this, you will find that all the things you were anxious about and conflicted about and worried about suddenly calm down and you get clarity. I'm here for this. This is my truth. I'm moving forward from my truth, from my soul connection. Then everything that is not in alignment with that just dissolves away. This is how you move through your own life into greater awareness. It sounds very simple, but it does require you to sit for 5 minutes and to really surround yourself with light, ground and center, call in your angels and guides, and allow yourself to open to the light and let that light come in. And this is your light. It isn't someone else's light. It's your light, your divine source energy. So you're feeding yourself that higher stream of consciousness that you are.
Wow. I love that. That's and it's so true. It's you can feel what's right in your, even in your body. So so how is it that so many people can get swept up with propaganda or misinformation and not be willing to take a look more at that?
When one is projecting their consciousness outside of themselves into outside scenes in the play, the drama, the chaos, they're projecting literally out of their body. Their energetic consciousness flies over and connects with all of that drama, and they're sitting in it. That is not being inside of your body. That is not being and residing inside of your vehicle. That is projecting your consciousness out. When you're in the midst of that and you're in that kind of out of the body chaos kind of situation, you are not in that part of you that is feeling your heart, feeling your oneness, feeling the truth of everything. And you're going to get caught up in that energetic confusion, chaos, and everything that's going on. And you will dive down in the density the
Sure.
lower density.
Mhm.
But when you pull your consciousness back into your body and you unhook from that by saying, I call in all my energy now into my vehicle, and you surround yourself with light, and go into your heart center and tap into your source energy. This is where you'll see the difference, and you'll go, oh man, how could I was tapped into that, and look at that. That's just going to go on. It's going to be a cycle. It had a starting and it will have an ending. That particular thing, or this particular thing, or whatever it is. So in essence, the avenue to awakening is within you, not out in the outside drama. That's just a play. That's just an experience that someone is creating. And it's also your creation because it's in your reality.
Right.
You could think of it this way, that all things outside of you are showing you something. Well, what are they showing you? Bits and pieces of yourself that you're not seeing, of your divine light.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's just beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Akashic Records Masters. Wow. A lot of it's all about awareness, really. The idea, this is a good segue into this question, the idea that some of us will live in the 3D while simultaneously some will live in the 5D. Can you explain how we can be in the same reality and it isn't like something's going to disappear? So everybody tends to think that things are going to split open or things are going to go away.
But in essence, just like you live your life now, and you might have visitations from loved ones who are in their energy form now, you might see a full body apparition of them. That is you tapping into the higher frequencies, and that is them dropping down a little bit to let you see them. In that same way, that is an exact description of what shifting frequency can look like in the density of 3D Earth. Not that many people would be able to see those who are going into higher frequency. They're standing there with them. They might be standing there in the same room, but it's not going to show up to them because they can't reach that frequency level at this time. And not to say that they won't, because we're all evolving. It's a personal choice whether someone wants to open up. It isn't oh, poor them. No, it's their spiritual journey. They came in, they're advanced beings. They came in and decided to sit there and feel what it's like to be in 3D consciousness for X amount of time. It is a decision that they're making, a conscious choice as those who want to speed ahead and go into higher awareness. There is no right, wrong, good, bad, any of that. There's no judgment about it. So if you are in a higher frequency, much like something vibrating at a high frequency, all of a sudden it will become invisible to the 3D density.
Yeah.
That is basically what will happen. And those of the lower density won't be visible. Won't be visible. How is that going to work? Just like all dimensional space and time is now. And everything that's here that we don't see, like even the fourth dimensional, elementals, like dragons and all those realms, occasionally we glimpse them in our garden or in our life.
Right.
It's that same kind of thing. So, yeah.
Some have said that in order for a fifth dimension person to interact with a third dimension person, that they would have to come down to their level. Is that true?
You could say that. Absolutely. That would be true. It'd be the same thing as your loved one who has crossed over into their energy form, coming down and visiting you. It's
Yeah.
not impossible at all. It can happen, but
Right.
You have to also raise your frequency a bit at that moment to see that.
Sure.
But in essence, when you are in the fifth dimensional frequencies, you're really going to be seeing a lot more of those higher frequency beings.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You'll just be, oh yeah, there they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
One of the things that seem to have come up here is the idea of staying grounded while exploring some of the topics that are more heady, let's say. Is it okay to spend balance is always key, we've been taught, but is it okay to spend more time in the higher frequency, or is it really important for us to balance both?
That is a beautiful question, because when you are in the higher frequencies, it is very important to stay grounded into the earth, grounded into this density that you reside in right now. How is that a good thing? It is, because to bring in that higher frequency energy and information that you are dwelling in and experiencing, one needs to anchor it in to where you're at. And that is actually bringing higher frequency to earth, to humanity. You are actually pulling in higher frequency and anchoring it into earth. So it's doing more than one thing. A lot of things are shifting when you do that. But if you are just in that higher frequency and you do nothing with it, it is just you almost out of your body.
Yeah.
Doing what?
No thing, nothing. Yeah.
Doing no thing. Yeah. So since you are here to explore this and bring it into earth, anchor it in, anchor these new ideas, anchor in these frequencies, which you may go, well, what am I anchoring in? I didn't get anything when I was floating around in that higher frequency. Yes, you did. You didn't realize it. But you're going to anchor in new ideas, anchor in new creational forms that you're going to do. And you're also paving a super highway for those around you, because everything is energy. What did you just do? You brought in the higher frequencies, you grounded them into earth, and you created new ideas, new thought forms, new patterns around you. And they ripple out all the way across the earth, the world, to humanity, and out into the ethers. Why are being so excited about what's happening on earth? Because we affect everyone. We are connected to everything. Everything, all that is.
Everything. Humanity has had several different degrees, possibly, of what they call a tipping point, where there's a paradigm shift. And sometimes it's when 23% or 45%, I'm just throwing numbers. What are we dealing with here with the paradigm shift that will affect us? What are we near that tipping point where things are going to switch?
We're laughing because there's been much speculation on this.
Oh, yeah.
And many people argue the point. But the truth is, you are already past that point. You are already going in the direction. Why do people not believe this? Because they see the chaos in the world and they go, oh my goodness, we still aren't there yet. Well, no, you are there. What you're seeing is, when there is more light on the planet, the things that, and more truth, more information, as the planet is enlightening, humanity is enlightening, all the things that are not energetically the truth are going to surface. They're going to be in everyone's face, their own face, in humanity's face, all across the planet. What is this for? This is so that all things that can can rise to the surface and be seen.
Mhm.
This is the reason why we're seeing so much happen.
Mhm.
We are in a flux state where uh, the the truth and the light must shine on everything,
Right.
and then it becomes seen. And what happens to darker energy when it's seen? It it becomes light because
Mhm.
it's seen.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Or
Okay.
it skitters away, one or the other.
No,
Yeah.
it'll become seen, but does that mean that humanity won't still have thoughts and thought forms that create
Mhm.
the other concept, yin yang,
Yeah.
right, wrong, good, bad? Yes,
Mm.
people will still be churning out a
Yeah.
darker reality for themselves in some way, shape, or form because that's our school.
Right. That's how you learn. Absolutely,
How
Akashic
you learn.
Records Masters. Thank you. That's beautiful. So there's a question here. This seems to be the right time to slip it in. So talk to us about deja vu. Does it have a purpose? Is it something that is it almost like a precognition of something?
So, deja vu is a beautiful concept, and it actually happens on many levels. So, when you're experiencing that moment, you know you've lived it before, seen it before, there's familiarity in it in some way, shape, or form, and you have this pause and you go, "Wow, I've been here before, I've done this before."
Yeah.
That feeling is multiple reasons. Because you are in concurrent lifetimes,
Yes.
because you are this multidimensional being, because you know what you've scheduled for your life, and all these scenes exist. There's no future, there's no past, there's only now. You
Mhm.
already have these points in your life where you know they're major things. What happens when you have deja vu is you have crystallized on a moment you know is important. There's some significant connection to this, and you've made yourself aware by deja vu, by that feeling. Oh, it stops you in your tracks,
Yeah.
and you recognize, wow, this
Mm.
doesn't happen with insignificant things. It happens with significant people you meet and circumstances. Maybe you go to a town and you have this deja vu that you've been there before.
Mhm.
That is significant to you in some way, and it's going to shift you. These are things that you made, you brought forward in your awareness. So there are lots of reasons and other levels of why you do that. But that
Mhm.
is a soul moment
Mhm. Yeah.
for you.
It certainly takes a lot of people aback, but it also, when one has an epiphany, it appears to fit that same feeling seems to come
It's that
through.
same feeling because that is
Mm.
something you brought, you had it on your path to, at this point, I'm going to bring in something that's going to rock me into
Mhm.
some kind of new awareness.
Yep.
You have points that you planned out, and these things are that. Yes.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see if there's anybody else that had something that I need. I have more questions, but Dehydrated says, as all is interconnected, including the Akashic records, is everything kind of like a hologram of everything that is, including the cells of our body? Is that
Yes.
why there seems to be intelligence and energy?
Yes. Yes, in the form that we are taking now, it is a hologram. It
Hmm.
is a holographic universe, and that
Yeah.
everything that we are seeing, doing is all, it's in the microcosm and it's in the macrocosm. It's
Hmm.
everything. It's all things.
Right.
Everything contains everything. You could
Hmm.
take a cell and make everything because
Yeah.
everything's contained.
Cloning. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
cloning, really. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It is
Wow.
true. It is
I
true.
love that. I
Yes.
love that. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Um, so there are several people that have had their DNA tested um, within the last I don't know, 5 years or so,
Mhm.
and they have part of their DNA is non-traceable. Are these star beings, or were they the origins of star beings?
Everyone on Earth has the origins of star beings in their DNA. Some have more than others, and those untraceable elements are definitely star beings because we are star beings. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. That's
These
beautiful.
things will be uncovered and known at some point in the future.
Yeah. Wow. Warrior Girl says, "Are we littering our space, or in our galaxy, in the universe, with our satellites and whatnot that we're sending out there? Is that a
Yes,
problem?" Yeah. Yeah.
we are littering space. It is
Mm-hmm.
true, and have for eons of time. And there will be beings that will be collecting, and this will actually be a line of work. And actually, in some ways, is a line of work out
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
right now, is the
Mm-hmm.
collection of this kind of uh, garbage, as it were. But
Mm-hmm.
all you have to realize that the universe is self-creating, and that nothing is a degradation. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is flowing toward growth and advancement. It cannot not. So
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing to be worried about. Everything that exists will grow into something new, will shift and change.
Mm-hmm.
New planetary bodies, new stars, new galaxies, everything is creating anew.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
just realize that as we send our holographic space junk out there, we'll have holographic beings that are going to collect it.
Yeah, they're going to have to. Um, it brings me to the idea that, we've had an awful lot of meteors falling recently, like
Yeah,
really recently.
yeah.
And I'm wondering if they're like bouncing off of the space junk and just
No,
deflecting off.
oddly enough, they haven't hit the space junk.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
just are. There are a lot of activity now that is happening, and as the
Hmm.
Earth is changing, it is in the pathway of some of this kind of, um, we'll just say, behavior of the universe connecting with it, whether it's asteroid 3i Atlas or whatever that is.
Right.
All
Yeah.
these things are coming for reasons, and to get humanity to look up at the stars,
Hmm.
to shift one's awareness and change the trajectory of one's consciousness, to open up to all the things that are happening within the universe. One needs to look up and look outside their small area and realize we are all one. There are
Hmm.
many, but the many are one.
Yep. And here are one. Um, what is the true peace that passeth understanding?
What is the true peace that path this understanding?
Yeah, it passes understanding.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
biblical, but
path, but yes.
yeah.
When you are in that state of samadhi, that state of nirvana, whether you are in a human vessel right now or whether you have had a near death experience or whether you are an energy form, when
Mhm.
you are in the pure bliss of realizing who you are and you feel that connection of divine source that you are,
Mhm.
that is a bliss that surpasses understanding and cannot be explained.
Mhm.
That experience of knowing oneself is beyond the ability to put into words. It
Yes.
is like a thousand cosmic orgasmic feelings. Let's just put it that way. Not in a sexual sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It is beyond the beyond. It puts you outside of anything that you have ever conceived about. It's everything all at once now. Beyond that, pure love. And love is not even a very,
it's like a nirvana,
a nirvana or samadhi, that feeling
samadhi. Yeah.
for earth. Earth, it's hard to describe because it surpasses understanding.
It does, right. And just and words for it. So,
it surpasses words. You have to experience it.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's just beautiful. Thank you so much. We are almost at the end here today. This has been a wonderful conversation. This is a very interesting question, Blessing Moon. When people are being taught to take a job, to work, to make another person's wealth, how do we undo this programming to show people their true purpose and potential?
Well, it starts in the schools and in the very young, as we did in Lemuria, teaching from an early age, what are your gifts, what are your abilities, what are you here for, is how you are taught. And that all your gifts and abilities are what you are here to explore and work within the community. And the community needs all those skills and abilities you brought in and everything that you are. And so the sensitivity of each soul's uniqueness and being held by consciousness that you are so utterly invaluable, that you are honored, that you are loved beyond anything, that everything that you do in your community is an act of love, and that everyone needs your service, whatever that is, and however that shows up. This will shift the dynamic of needing money for anything. You will live in a way in which it benefits the whole, and the connection between you from the time you're born till the time you pass is a heart connection, a soul connection.
That's beautiful. Wow. Well, Akashic Records Masters, you've outdone yourself again today. Thank you so very much. Emily Ito, yes, VAL'S Akashic Records class is amazing. You all can do this. You may not realize it, but she'll get you to it. And it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And all of you are amazing. And thank you for joining us today. And, you know, everyone reads the records already. And when you see how easy it is, and you see how that you can do it, you realize you really have all the clairs. You have all the ability to do everything, and you always have. So what's the difference between Aley and I and you? It's you know, it's you going, stepping into it and practicing it. That's the only difference.
And knowing that you too can access it when the time is right, because sometimes it takes a little bit longer. You have another class coming up, not Akashic, but you have something else coming up soon.
Actually, I don't. I don't think I do. I don't have any classes scheduled at the moment.
And just
coming out, I know, coming out after the Arthur and Val live in Las Vegas. I'm still kind of getting my earth legs again, and I'll have to schedule all that out. But I would say it will be within 2 to 3 months. I'll have it out there.
Sure.
And I'll send an email out letting everyone know. So if you want to know about that, go to dragonflycrystals.store and sign up for just subscribe, and you'll get a newsletter.
You'll get the letter. Yeah. That's wonderful. It's wonderful. Thank you, Val. We'll be back in 2 weeks on my channel. Val will be asking the questions. I'll be channeling the Yama from the Kosh. In the meantime, everybody have a beautiful, beautiful day. And thank you, Val.
Absolutely. Thank you, Aley. Thank you
Of
for
course.
everything.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay. See you.